Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. So today guys, we're going to be talking about where the blood is being made in the body. We're also going to be talking about a little hydrogen theory because I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my theories as to why the hydrogen water appears, well here we go, here's my hydrogen water, some of the hydrogen water, why it's more effective than the hydrogen gas inhalation. Now I'm doing the gas inhalation right now, and I'm not saying that there's no benefits to the hydrogen gas inhalation, but what you have to remember is the science shows that the water appears to be more effective than the gas. And I'm going to show you guys some reasons, in my opinion, as to why. And also, before I proceed, I want to let you know I'm not giving you any medical advice on this video, and let's just go ahead and get started. Now, if you were to ask a doctor where primarily blood is being made in your body, most doctors are going to tell you you're the bone marrow. And that is true to some extent, though I've had a theory for a long time that we make blood in many different parts of our body. And even more recently, there's now proof that I was actually correct. This is the reason that there's a lot of interesting things that I do, not only to improve my health, but it has to do with making healthy blood too. Remember, life is in the blood, guys. That's actually in scripture, which is also interesting. But check this out. Basically, when your body is making blood, there's many different places where it does it. Obviously, the bone marrow is one of those places. We are talking about the soft fatty tissue inside the cavities of the bones. Now, this is going to be interesting and important because you have to remember pesticides is a huge problem these days, and pesticides, specifically like glyphosate, really likes the fat. And that's one of the reasons that I actually stay away from like meat and fish and even eggs, because if you do a lot of the testing on those things, which there's been a lot of scientific testing done, they find high levels of pesticides within the fats of animals and different things of that nature. And even if they're organic. So that's been one of the difficult things, and it's really helped me improve my life because I have created my own protocol. It's part of my protocol, and it really works. And that's one of the reasons that I found that it works, because pesticides are a huge problem. Now, one of the other places that we can see, like lymph nodes and spleen, obviously the thymus, isn't the thymus in here? Yep, the thymus gland. I mean, these are places where you can produce, blood. Basically, your lymphatic tissues also, and things even like stem cells. Now, here's one of the interesting things though, guys. The one thing that is not even on Google, but if you look it up, because I actually found it, that the Japanese discovered a very interesting source, a new place where your body is making some blood cells, and that's your gut, guys. This is super important. Now, this was released, the sources from Columbia University, but if you look at the list of the scientists that worked on this, they were mostly Japanese scientists, because they're the ones who originally discovered this. Now, interestingly enough, what they're finding out is that your gut is responsible for producing some of the blood cells. Now, why is this important? Because a lot of doctors, and I have a lot of friends that are doctors, a lot of people who are physicians. I used to work with a lot of them a long time ago. And what I discovered is a lot of them used to tell me, oh, it doesn't matter what you eat. If you're telling me that your blood doesn't matter, then, obviously, then what you eat wouldn't matter, but your blood does matter. And what you eat does matter. And I actually have what I literally call my hydrogen diet, because I'm on a diet that helps the body produce more hydrogen. It's really good for the gut. And it's interesting because now what they're discovering is that this actually affects transplants. This is one of the problems with organs that are rejected by a lot of people. They don't really know why. Usually what they do is they give immunosuppressants to people to suppress their overactive immune system. But what, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with, and some of the science is already supporting it, it has to do with bacteria, guys. And within your intestine, it affects the bacteria. Obviously, we have a ton of bacteria in our GI. In fact, just look at this. This is really fascinating. They're actually finding that the bacteria within the gut affects your blood type, guys. You can literally change a blood type by changing certain bacteria within the gut. This is super fascinating because they're already starting to look into this particular science in order to make certain organs that you ordinarily couldn't give someone for like a transplant, and then you could with this type of new technology. So that's very interesting. And I also believe that the body is still making blood in other parts of the body. The body used to make it in the liver when we were being developed in a fetus, and then it would switch all of a sudden to make it in a different part of the body. But I still think somehow that they're responsible. And as you know, hydrogen water is amazing for the liver. There's a lot of science in regards to that too. But I wanted to move on to a different area, because this is another one of my theories, and actually it appears to be proven in 2017, where the mitochondria can also be behind the formation of blood cells. Now, the reason that this is interesting is because the mitochondria have also been shown to make hydrogen. And again, they need water, guys. We're primarily made of water. So again, if it's using water as a solvent, it's very different than you just inhaling the hydrogen gas. And inhaling the hydrogen gas goes into your body, and the moment you stop, it leaves very quickly. It doesn't seem to have a prolonged effect as the water. This is the reason that the water, in my opinion, is more important. And also the nanobubbles, the nanotechnology of the water is also greatly important because of how long the hydrogen gas can linger within the body and be carried deep within the body. In fact, I have special protocols on how I do it in order for that hydrogen to get deep within the body, but that's, a whole other thing. And so I just wanted to share this with you guys because I think it's incredibly fascinating, and I think it's very important to know where your body is making the blood, because that just shows you how important diet or the food that you're going to be eating and pesticides that you should be avoiding if you're trying to heal the body. And I think a lot of people watch my channel trying to heal the body because that's what I went through, and I found something that really works. And then the other issue is producing healthy blood is going to be very important, and even having a healthy gut is very important, considering that the gut is responsible for almost 80% of our immune system, guys. So the gut is, incredibly important to our health. And hydrogen, especially the water, I don't think the gas does it as much, is incredibly good for the gut. I've known a lot of people who, people who had things like Crohn's disease and whatnot, but even people with chronic fatigue syndrome. I have found a correlation with the gut and chronic fatigue syndrome, and I could go into all that also if you guys really wanted to. Just comment below what you guys would like to hear. But I just think that this was something really important to share with you guys. I hope you found it helpful. Please support the channel, guys, not only by giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing, but really share these videos with people, because there's a lot of people out there who are hurting, whose health is suffering, and they don't realize that there's something like hydrogen out there that can really, really help them, because they just haven't seen, their doctors talking about it, because they don't even know about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the next one.